Yes, recording is now ongoing, so we can get back to this session later on. Also, those who cannot have the chance to attend at this moment, so they can maybe check this out later. "23 persons present at the moment of the maximum 50 that we can have online through this click meeting. And Monaco, welcome, Mr. Secretary General. Hi. Yes, 24 persons online at this moment, and of course it's possible for others to join also later. I will put down the number to the Facebook event at this moment, so that if there's still somebody who wants to join later, so it's possible until we reach the 50. And welcome, Vice President Mark, also online. Welcome to join us. And then we have people also from Ghana. Fantastic to have you here. All right. Facebook knows we are starting, so let's check the situation. And wow, we have Mongolia, we have more people from Scotland, we have Latvia, we have Nigeria. Very, very pleased to have all of you here. Fantastic. So, my name is Jenni Ahlstedt, and I'm really happy to have all of you here with me tonight. Or for me, it's night. For some, it might be even later on, or for somebody, even a bit more earlier time in the evening. And yeah, the purpose of this 1 hour session is, for me personally, to learn how to run this kind of sessions online. It is my very first this kind of training or session run through click meeting. I've been practicing a little bit, but let's see how it goes. I'm really happy to get some feedback then later on, and also during the session, so help me be better, as I always want to develop. And I hope that also you, who might be now joining click meeting for the first time, might learn how to use it better. So we try to make this interactive, so not just me telling things for whole hour, but I want to hear also some response from you. And let's get going then. So, some general rules for this session. In this click meeting, we have questions and answers session. So in the chat area, there you can write comments and also questions. And whenever you have a question, you can click, like you can mark it with a question mark. I hope you can see it here in the chat when you write something. So at the end of the session, then we'll go through all the sessions. And in case we won't have time to go through everything, I will post the answers then later on to that Facebook event, so that you can in any case get the answers at the end or right after the session. But during the session, if you want to share some feedback. For example, thumbs up or thumbs down, or you cannot hear me, or you hear me too well, or something else. So you can use these small pictures that you can find when you check the place where you write the chat. There, right next to you, should see a hand, and when pushing that hand, clicking that hand, then you see these all options if you want to show that, okay, everything's good or something's wrong, or if you want to raise hand, like now we have Mark and Nicole. No, they are showing thumbs up, so everything's good. Oh, yeah, good. And then later on, when you want to like clear the status, then there's also a button for that. So then you can clear it for a moment, and then if there's something else, new sign coming up from you, then you can again put some marks there. Yes, very good. And I will try to make a group photo later on. So with this session, it might be a bit harder, but I challenge now you, and I ask, I request all of you to send your picture to me, to my email. You will get my email address here later on, and if you didn't see it already, I already have it once here in the chat in the beginning. But if you cannot scroll up, so I'm not sure, I don't know yet how well does that work. If you cannot see my email address, it's like the fourth comment in this chat at this moment, then it will still come later on in these slides. But at some point, if you send me a picture, then I can make a big like a mixed picture of us all and post it at the end, so we know who all were joining. Cool. All right, and we will also now test a little bit the technical things. So what is your favorite color? And now I try to use a survey here. So what is your favorite color? You can vote some color, and if you cannot find your really the best color of them all, if it's not written here, I'm sorry, you need to pick one other at this point. So then we will check what color gets the most votes. And these kind of votings I use a couple of times during this session, so this is a training also for that. Over half of you have already voted. Cool. Just pick one, it's not so serious. Okay. I will count to 5 and then I'll close the voting, so the last one still have a couple of seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I end voting. So you should see some kind of comment that thanks for participating or something. And now let's share the results. So we have 10 people who think that blue is the best color, your favorite color. Nice. And also other colors got votes. I really like that there were 3 persons attending who clicked the pink one. That's also my favorite color. Yes, and you will later on hear why that's important color to me and what that ended up. It had a really important meaning in my JCI career. So yes, now we have practiced that one, and we go on with the slides. Yes. Outside of JCI first, a little bit about my personal side. What did I do and what do I do outside of JCI? So yeah, I'm born 82, and I cannot still say this well, vocational qualification in business and administration. That is something that I've learned, or what I have like paper from school, what I've graduated to. But what I really do, I've been an entrepreneur or self-employed over 15 years. I've had my own small company. All of the staff of this company is joining in this meeting now. And I've done a lot of different things during this time. When people ask me, what do I do for a living? I ask them, what do you need? And with that question that I throw back, that has given me fantastic opportunities. And also some of these cases have come through my JCI contacts. For example, organizing company events. I have one old friend from JCI who asked me once that, Jenni, you said you like to organize parties. Do you want to make us a company party? And then I've had a chance to grow with that company, doing bigger events year after year. And this year it's going to be 400 guests attending their company pre-Christmas party. So really, really happy for that experience. I'm also collecting a PEP register, so a register for anti-money laundering according to EU legislation for a Swedish company, and helping them to export to Finnish market. Since I have background in Finland, started even JCI in Finland, and that's where my family, my parents and my sister's family are living. But nowadays I'm in Stockholm, Sweden. Södermalm is the best part of the city, I would say. And yeah, I have a fantastic spouse, Per, also found through JCI, and we have a almost 2 years old daughter, Amanda. Yes, and here you have some pictures of my family. The first picture on the left is taken a couple of weeks ago when I was on a trip in my assigned country visit. That was actually when I was in UK, in Manchester. One evening I had a chance to call my family shortly, so I got to say goodnight to Amanda. And the other picture is from JCI European Academy, where I've been very active, actually many years, as well as Per, and Amanda has also been there already twice. So yes, we are really a JCI family. And now a reminder that if you didn't send me email yet with your picture, now again you have my email address down there, but it will still come later on. Cool. Actually, before we go to that, I will take another survey. And how do I do that now? Yes. How long time have you been in JCI? Please vote. And if you cannot find again the correct answer, so pick the one that is closest to your real timing. Yes, we have some very new members. Great. And we have some persons who have been here for ages. JCI dinosaurs, as I talk about myself sometimes. Cool. Again, some still missing their vote. I will count to 5 and then I will quit the voting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and end of the voting time. So yes, most of you, even 10 of the participants have been at least 5 years in JCI, and another 9, 2 to 4 years. And then we have one very, very new member, especially great to have you here. And then a couple of that haven't been even 1 year yet. But that's a great path you have started, so you're on a good way. Cool. There you see the results now. Oh yeah, thanks Mark. Now you have the results there. Cool. Yes. Yes. So we have 2 more than me who have been in JCI for over 10 years. And let's see now where my path so far has taken me. So I was 25 when I heard about JCI first time. I was in a sauna. Yeah, I'm a Finnish girl, so we were having a party, like closing of summer season with some coworkers in one summer project. And there I had a conversation with one girl in the sauna that she said to me that I'm gonna be a president next year. And I was like, in Finland, if somebody is a president, so that person is the president of the Republic of Finland, because all other presidents, as you call in other countries, they are called like chairpersons or CEOs or something like that. We don't talk about presidents in Finland in general. So that sounded really weird. But then she started to explain that, yeah, it's an organization, JCI. And well, maybe I could go and see one of their events, because at the autumn, they were again like getting ready for the next year. And then I went to see the first event. It sounded nice, but of course I didn't have time. I was really active scout at that time. I'm still a scout, but don't prioritize my time so much for that organization in this moment. So yeah, I was wondering that I don't know if I will really be a good member in JCI because I already booked my schedule for the other organization. But then I got like a challenge there that, well, Jenni, if you just put 1 year, little time, 1 year, give a chance for JCI to show what it's about. So just participate actively, and after that 1 year, then you know if this is an organization for you. And then I was thinking that, okay, well, maybe I could do that. And then I was thinking, like in my own thoughts, that, okay, I'm an entrepreneur. So if this would be a network of new business contacts, and if it would give me money, then I would be really, really happy. And then I think this would be something good for me. So I gave JCI a chance. And at this moment, I must say that after 12 years in JCI, I still don't think that 1 year has really gone through yet. So I got hooked, and it has happened to many of others too. Yes, Karjuan, only 1 year indeed. Yes, cool. In JCI, we talk about 4 different areas of opportunity: international, individual, business, and community. And of course, we are different. We focus on different areas. We talk about different areas in different events. But like in general, if you think that during 1 year, we should do and focus a little bit, at least, of all of these 4 areas, so that we do JCI in like many points of views, and yeah, then we also offer JCI for many different kind of members too. And now I'd like to ask that when you think about these 4 areas of opportunity, what is your favorite? So you can soon again answer. All right, let's get going. Is your favorite individual, so personal development or business, as it was for me, the first interest, or community to do something good around us, or the international world of JCI? I will count to 5 again. Let's see how many votes we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And end voting. And sharing the results. Interesting. In this international training session that we are in, international thing was getting the leading results, but also individual. What do I get from it for myself is getting really high votes. And well, at this moment, I would say that I see many people there who are a bit like me, because those are also that I'm very much into. And yes, so actually quite many of you I know, even personally, because we have met in some international JCI event. These are now only some of the pictures of some groups that I've been to, or that I've been meeting and getting to know these people in different events all around the world. And I can really recommend, if there are some of you now who maybe haven't been to any other JCI events than the local ones that you have in your own local organization, or maybe you have been to your national events, but I can really recommend that take the chance and go to international events again, then when we also get to have them live. But already now, this is an international JCI event, so for some of you, it might be the first one. Great. Yes. Oh yeah, the other focus area of opportunity, the individual. So what's in it for me? This, I call it the radio channel, WeFM. What is in it for me? Many members and many potential members, people who we'd like to get into JCI, they are wondering, what's in it for me? Why should I join? And people said to me at the beginning, thanks, Mark, for your comments. Just noticed those. Yeah, so people said to me some hints that, okay, what could I get out of JCI? That just participate, be active, and say yes to everything that you have been asked to. So then you get to know what is JCI and you get something from it to yourself. So yeah, when we do things, we practice. Take something that you don't know how to do and learn. Those new skills, they are fantastic that you can get from JCI. And when you have learned something, for example, taking minutes of the meeting, that was something I wasn't at least so good at before joining JCI. So in this organization, I for sure have been practicing that skill, and I've got some very positive feedback also later on. So yes, you get feedback also in JCI. Well, when you have learned something, then it's time to move on. We are talking about 1 year to lead, and 1 year always in different position and these learning experiences. Then when you finally have learned, now I can do this. Now I know how to be a local president, for example. At that moment, then it's time to give that same learning opportunity to a new person, because you already got that experience. Now it's time for you to step on to again take a new learning. And that was something that I really learned after some years in JCI, that, oh yeah, it's not the meaning that I, who now can do this, continue doing the same, but it's the meaning that also the others who come after me, they have the chance to learn the same what I did. Local projects. That's what I started to do at the very beginning of my JCI career. And both inside and outside of JCI, I have some like example coming on a bit later. But when new persons are joining JCI, some things that might be really challenging, how to really get them joining and not just to come to one event. And for me also, it was challenging because, 2008, when I joined JCI then officially, so people said that, yeah, we have a European conference coming. And I said, yeah, okay, yeah, what's that? Where's that? It's in Turku, it's in Finland. So it was like about 2 hours by car from my home. And they asked me, do I want to come? And well, I didn't know anything what the European conference does mean. So I just asked, what is it? And I got told that, well, it's an expensive weekend in Turku, 400 euros. And I said, no, I don't want to have an expensive weekend in Turku. I can be for free at home. So I didn't go. And later on, when I went next year, 2009, I went to my first European conference in Budapest. And after that, I've been to almost every European conference, already 10 European conferences in my bag of experiences. So I really am like sad and disappointed that I didn't go to the first one that was only 2 hours from my home. But yeah, if you don't know, you just don't know. So make sure that your new members who you tell about JCI get a little bit better onboarding than what I did then for attending new events. Do your best in those positions and those tasks that you have in JCI. It really is being noticed. We have fantastic awards, and it might also give you something else. And you will soon hear what I got then. JCI is also having lots of fun, as many of us do really have fun. We shouldn't take it too seriously. Although we do serious things in JCI, and those tasks and roles that we have, of course, we have to do them well, the best way we can, because also we want to develop. But with a smile on our face, and let's always remember to have fun. And when you have finished a nice project or really done good work, then it's time to celebrate. Absolutely, don't forget that. And when trying new things, those things that you never had done before, when you practice it in JCI, even if you would kind of fail or it didn't go according to the plan, you didn't really achieve those goals that you wanted to, it's not a problem. In this environment, it's safe to try. And that was something really fantastic also to notice in JCI projects when we started to do them, that really we can practice. And it's only a failure if you didn't learn from it. So even if some project didn't go well, when you got the last meeting where you give feedback and you go through what we really did, what did happen, and maybe why didn't it go as we planned, at that moment you really learn. So then it can, at the end, that case still become a success. I have some questions now there, but we'll get those questions then later on. Keep them coming. We got all the questions at the end. Yes, about projects shortly. So I would put all the JCI projects into 2 categories. what we do inside of JCI, so events, congresses, skills development, like this training session or this membership path session that I now organize for you, for 36 persons who are joining here. This is also a small project, I would say, inside of JCI. Also some company visits, board positions. Being a local president for sure is a project for 1 year and even a bit more at the end and at the beginning. But then the other category would be outside of JCI, to the community. What we organize, like public events, or when we fix community problems or do kind of competitions that we open up also to the other audience outside of our organization. And I have been done both these kind of projects, but mainly I have done projects inside of JCI. But I'm really happy and proud that I have been doing one project outside of JCI at the quite beginning of my JCI career, Positive Financial News, 2009. We started in JCI Ylöjärvi, my first local organization, and it was not so good time in the economy at that time, and all the newspapers were filled with news that, okay, bankruptcy over there, and more and more unemployment over there. Not so much positive news. But we knew that there are also positive things happening. Maybe a small thing over here and over there, but still there are positive things. But they didn't get noticed in the public because there were so many bigger news, these not so positive ones. So we started a website to collect these positive financial news. And first when we got it launched locally, then later on we got it nationally. The whole Finland was joining us. And then I remember in my very first European conference, 2009, I got a chance to talk about that project in the General Assembly. And I didn't even really understand what is a GA at that point, but I was just asked there to come and join our national president, and I described this project idea over there. And then also some other national organizations wanted to copy and cooperate, so it became international project. And I think that it might be that there is a need for this kind of a project also in the future. Might be. The idea is there, so just copy and make it even better. Right now, when the situation again is calling for some really, really strong action from JCI to the community, I've been starting to put this new project idea together, Keep Sweden Rolling, to help the small businesses. First here in Stockholm locally, and let's see where it goes then. But next week we try to get it officially open and into the media. So keep thumbs up for me. I want to do also my part here locally. But in general, I've been in over 25 JCI projects. So most of them organizing JCI events like JCI European Academy, many years in different roles in the organizing committee. And then like national congresses, also helping to make a European conference 2016 in Tampere, Finland, and many other smaller events. Some even that I have been myself the only project group, but still. And I remember from my now history, when I think about these projects behind that, the attitude and respect, many cases in JCI, unfortunately, is so that from my experience, it feels that whenever you have a board position, either in local or national or even international, that seems to be taken more seriously, or you get more respect when you tell that I'm a local treasurer, for example, than if you are working in a project. But I think that is something that we really should make it more equal. I think it's really important, and we should really respect also those who are really working with these projects. Of course, that is of course really important part of JCI. Even though it's inside of JCI or outside, I think they both are really critical. They are doing and delivering us those development opportunities. So we are living the JCI mission when we provide these development opportunities. Of course, that they then empower young people to create positive change in us, in our JCI, in the community. I think they are all equal or very important. Yes, good comments there. Also Kevin pointing out. Yes, so also I challenge you all there that remember that also project work and those positions in the project group. If you are a project leader or a project secretary or whatever, so that is also a really important role in JCI and should be put to your JCI CV. Remember to do that too. Cool. I think quite many of you already have heard about and maybe even used the JCI Active Citizen Framework. I won't go to that in so detailed now. Yeah, there we have some hearts coming up. But one point that I'd like to put here, include partners. So don't do projects just by yourself. Remember that there might be somebody who really is feeling the same that you, that, oh yeah, I want to be supporting this. Even if it's other JCI organizations or then the companies, the government, the university, whoever, but at least ask. There might be somebody who really eagerly wants to be joining. And remember the feedback also. So always the learning experience there. So don't just stop for the final, when the event is over that you've been organizing. Remember to have those evaluation and give feedback. What did we do and what did we learn? Yes. Then, okay, after those project assignments or work, I continue the more like chronologically my membership. I need maybe some water. My membership path. What happened then? So yeah, I was really active in my local board duties. I got elected as a local secretary and also local information officer for 2009. And what did I do? I wanted to do those tasks really well, the best that I could, and even somewhere in my thoughts I want to do it better than anybody else had done it before. So when we had board meetings, I wrote and sent the minutes to all the board members in email before even arrival home. So I really worked fast with those and I got really good feedback that yes, that's the way to do it. Then everybody starts to and remembers what they promised to do when they have the minutes early. Also, when I was doing newsletters, I always put as much information there as possible. Whatever event was coming, I put it in my newsletter. And I always put something very funny as a last piece of news, so that I motivated people to really read them until the end. And that was also something that some of the members liked really much. And some member particularly liked it so much that offered me a job. I got a job offer to work a couple of months in an EU project to be like a network information officer. And at that point, I realized that, okay, JCI really is the thing what I was looking for. I got business contacts, I got money. So with a like euro signs on my in my eyes, I got that offer and really then did that job also well. And then I realized that, okay, maybe if I take a look at also the other things that JCI could maybe give. So let's see what else I could get. I know now that this business side and getting work really is working in this organization, but let's continue the membership. Maybe I can prioritize my time even more and even a longer time than just this 1 year. Then there came a time that in Tampere region in Finland, my own local organization, we had around 20 members. So we were quite okay, but our neighbor organizations outside of Tampere city area, they were really suffering. There were 4 really small organizations. One of them had 3 members, some had 5, 8, and so on. Like that was really not JCI what they were running. They had a monthly meeting, meaning that 3 persons had coffee together. So we really needed to do something. And we decided to put 5 local organizations together. So we founded a new one. And for me, it first was I don't know, because I thought that this Ylöjärvi, it was my home municipality. So I thought that we could be alone and let those 4 others put themselves together and then it might be good. But then, now we come to the first question, what is your favorite color? So my favorite color is pink, even before JCI times. And when people then told me that, Jenni, do you know what would be the name of that new local organization? And I was like, well, I don't know, I don't care, because I wasn't so into that idea. But they told me that, well, it could be because this region, Tampere, is called Pirkanmaa. And JCI in Finnish is Nuorkauppakamari. Yeah, that's a long and difficult word, I know. But you could put it as a short version, NKK, Nuorkauppakamari. So JCI. And then this Pirkanmaa, you take first letters there. So it comes, there you can see it, pink. So it might be even maybe internationally called JCI Pink, if you want to. And I said, well, in that case, I am joining the JCI Pirkanmaa. And at that moment, then I was fully forward. And we put that new local organizations together. And for that board, I then got elected as a community director for the first year. And because now the history with these 5 old local organizations was so like, it wasn't really JCI what had been working for many, many years. So people had really forgot what possibilities and opportunities JCI really can do. And then when I was thinking that, okay, with this new organization, we can now think like tabula rasa, we start from scratch. What can we do when we don't have the history of those not so good years behind us? New name, new game. And I started selling partnership packages to companies. Do you want to support us? Do you want to give us money so that we then bring members to your business somehow? Of course, I didn't know really that can we offer more business to some companies, but I managed to sell 1,000 euro packages to some companies, for example, a restaurant chain. And that is still nowadays working. So after 10 years, so I'm really happy that I was starting that cooperation. And then I was supposed to candidate as a deputy president for next year. But in the summer 2010, then I got the news that our deputy president from that time was pregnant and was not going to become the local president for next year. So then we had like a little bit challenge that, okay, who will be the president then? And I would have wanted to go to European Academy first. But of course, in the middle of the summer, it's too late to apply and to go there. So then I still took the chance and I candidated and got elected as a local president for next year. So then I got a theme, pink highlights. And we got that theme going on that way, that I wanted to have like that big thing going on again in JCI in our area, and not those 3 persons coffee meetings. I wanted to make something bigger. And I asked senators to support and host my local board meetings. So always, every meeting, we went to one senator's company. That way we also got free coffee and like refreshments. Good hint for you to copy. And then also we got to hear the stories. I always asked that host senator to, okay, I want to ask this question when we arrive, that what was the pink highlight, the highlight of your JCI career when you were a member? And oh, what ideas we got to hear. Like 20 years ago in JCI, when there were a lot of members, and the impact that JCI was doing was really marvelous. They organized big fairs, and they got so much income for the local organization that all of the members then traveled to the World Congresses with that project money, so that they didn't even put any own money for the travel budget. The local organization budget had it all. And that was something that, wow, can we do that? So many stories what we heard, it got some of our board members to really look like this, that is that possible? But we really needed that wake up so that we could start to dream big. And for example, when we put the goals for that year, and talking about new members, actually we take the trial members first, and then I put the goal that, okay, let's write that at the end of the year we want to have 10 trial members. And I got laughed so much when people heard about it first time, because the, let's say, 2 earlier years together in those 5 old local organizations, together in those 5 organizations in 2 last years, we had 3. So now when I say that I want to have 10 at the end of this year, it really was something again that we are not used to this. I got them shaking a little bit. But at the end of the year, we really had 10 new trial members, and already we had elected some new, like, real members during that time. So you really should dream big when you do goals. So don't aim for too low. If we would have had only 3 trial members as a goal, of course we would have stopped there when we had reached that. But if you aim higher, then you can reach also higher results. Yes. The biggest learning I had when I was local president was when I was doing a to-do list. Of course, there are a lot of things to do as a local president, but when I went through my to-do list, I learned this, that always ask others' help before starting your own tasks. So that if there is something in my to-do list that somebody else could know the answer directly or has already the answer, I always wrote an email first to them. Can you help? Da, 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 da. And after sending these requests, then I did those other things that were only for me to do. And by that time, or by that style, I got the people the chance to be involved, helping me, feeling important, of course, really helping me. So it made my life and work easier then as local president. Yeah, that's something that later years, even this year as a JCI Vice President, I really think that was an excellent learning, and I can also recommend you to copy and do the same. It pays off. And I had their number 152. I must say that we don't have so much time to go through all the guesses. What does it mean? But I participated in 152 JCI events that year when I was local president. Yes. If somebody's beating that, please let me know. Hat off for you. Then the year when I was immediate past president, it was time to give space and support for the new ones. Also a big learning point then. Okay. Regional and national positions in JCI that I had after the local positions. In Finland, we've had a project called 10 Outstanding Young Farmers, not TOIP, but Young Farmers Project 2. And I managed to get even paid judges for that project. So when I was a regional project leader, I sold judge places. Again, a totally new way of thinking things. I went to different companies and organizations. Do you want to be a judge in this competition? It costs you 200 euros or your organization, so that then you can be a judge. We have 3 meetings, and then the awards gala. You're very warmly welcome to that, and there's a gala dinner and wine and so on. So that's included in the 200 euro package. I got 5 judges, so income of 1,000 euros, and only one of them came to the gala. So the profit was quite good of that project. So also can recommend, copy that. Yes. Yeah, I've done many things. What should I say about these next ones? National Director of International Affairs in Finland is quite a, I would say, heavy role. Taking care of the Finnish delegations in both European Conference trip and then World Congress trip. And we also, in my year, we did 4 big magazines, JCI Team Finlandia News. And also then when we went to Taipei for the World Congress, we were the biggest delegation outside of Asia. I think it was 74 delegates or something. So that group to travel to the other side of the world, it was something that I still today remember that, yeah, me and with the fantastic Team Finlandia, we did a really good job. Then also I was a national information officer. Really a year filled with a lot of work in JCI. Every other week I sent a newsletter in Finnish and in English, and then also taking care of 4 national magazines that were printed and posted to all members and senators. And well, yeah, it was not just all work. It also paid off a JCI World Award as like a flagship program nationally. So yeah, even though it was hard work, it really got a smile at the end. I was also campaigning for EVP, so Executive Vice President for JCI Finland board, but I lost the election. And losing an election in JCI can also be a very, very good learning. It was for me. And I'm sure it has been to others too. Kevin, I will get to that question later. Good questions there. Yeah, losing an election. Of course, I was really sad and disappointed on that Sunday when we had the elections in the morning. I actually got so frustrated at that moment that I decided that I'm going to Sweden. Yes. In Finland, there really are so many JCI members that that organization can survive also without me helping there and being in the national board. But in the neighboring country, JCI Sweden, they were kind of suffering. And when I went there as a member first in JCI Stockholm and then asking for support if I would candidate for the national board, I got that support, and then was also working with the JCI European Academy, helping to build leaders for all over Europe. I also know many of you who are in this session because you came to that academy too. And yeah, after being the regional project leader in Finland for the young farmer competition, after that, to organize the national TOIP project in Sweden, that was a piece of cake. That was a lot of easier job to do for national level than what I had the experience of a regional thing earlier. As a deputy president, my eyes really opened for the international part of JCI. And then I had a really nice honor to be the national president 2015 when we celebrated the 100 years of JCI movement. So it was fantastic year to be the president. Learning points at that time, really good learning points for me to run the parliamentary procedure in Swedish. So in my third language at that time. And then also I was visiting 11 countries during that year for JCI traveling, visiting different national congresses and of course the European and World Congress. The hard part of being an immediate past president is always that you should help the next ones to make the year even better than what you did. Of course, always we try to do our best when we are in leading position, but then how to help the next ones be even better. That sometimes is hard, and it was also a very good learning for me. Then I also connected my work situation when I was working with the cruise lines between Finland and Sweden, traveling there, and I organized our National Congress for JCI Sweden on board. So you can also cooperate with your work and JCI. And then I worked with JCI Sweden Foundation, so our national JCI Foundation, marketing it to get new donors in, and also to get local organizations to apply for funding there. And outside of the local board, I was also helping JCI Stockholm to be their information officer, to put some action going on. Because what I've learned many years in JCI, that whatever we do in JCI, good things, big things, but if the communication doesn't work, then for the member who is maybe living in the next house, but maybe that person doesn't know anything, and that person thinks that nothing is happening in JCI when the communication is not working. So just a hint also for the others. I think I've had a lot of conversations with this, that communication really needs to work. And we are running out of time a little bit actually, but let's take this very last survey. Still, I want to know this. So, yes, please use this last voting chance here to put multiple choice. What kind of positions have you had in JCI so far? Because I've had many positions, And yeah, nice to get. Wow, it seems that also you have done a lot in JCI. That is fantastic. Getting different kind of experiences. There are so many options, so many things that might be worth clicking that you have already now been doing. Good. Again, I'm gonna count to 5 and then I move on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, ending voting and sharing results. So yes, 27 of you had time to vote. So all of you are or have been members, and very many has been also in the local board, working with projects. Wow, even almost half of you in the national board, and even some international experiences here. Great. Fantastic. Yes, you will get also these results then later on. Yes, the last, we're out of time. The last minute, the international tasks. So the most recent years in JCI for my career so far. So yes, some international tasks I've had already while doing something else in JCI. So these were not like a whole year big tasks, but being the responsible for a trade show booth. Nordic countries had a common trade show booth in some world congresses. I've been taking care of that. And also I've been an awards judge, both on European and world level. Actually, I think it was when I was local president for the first time. And then I've been an appointee on the JCI international level, 2 years in the JCI sponsorship committee. So marketing both JCI Foundation and then also the Global Youth Empowerment Fund. And very, very nice years also there to get to know the international side of JCI, what else is happening then outside the national level. And being the JCI European Academy Director and working with that international team, that has also been a great learning experience. And of course, this year, only a couple of months now, been training how to be a JCI Vice President. So ask me in Japan, then I know what it's like. But of course, then it's already the time to move on again and give the learning experience for the next ones who get elected. And yes, this was actually the time that we had. Now already running some overtime. And I'd like to, at the end of the session here, so yes, I will answer all those questions that we have in the chat right after this session to the Facebook event. So if you don't have time now, you will then get to read them tomorrow morning or later on. And also this recorded session will be posted there so you can check later. And I don't know, how was it now, this session? Did you get some inspiration about your own story? What have you done in JCI so far and what is ahead? I would like to recommend that at least put it behind your ear, that at some point you will try to figure out also for yourself that how to tell your JCI story. Because if you were interested in hearing my story, there is for sure somebody who is interested in listening to your story. And either you will tell it to a new potential member who will join JCI and maybe find there what's in it for me from your story, or then it might be you having this kind of online session at some point, and I hope to get a chance to listen to you then, and really hope that we will meet soon again when it's also live, when there's a chance for it. And if you want to take a bonus task also, think about what kind of a project will you work with next. Might be also a really good thing to do at this point. But otherwise, I'd like to thank you very, very much for joining me and being here together with the other over 30 persons. Fantastic. Yay. And then, as told, I will start now to go through the questions and answers and then post them to the Facebook. And let's see. At some point, there might be some new sessions coming up, and I hope to also see you putting online, being brave to have your first online session, and as this was for me. And also now it's time to start to run those JCI courses, official courses and recommended courses online. So let's hope to meet also in that kind of environment very soon. But thank you very, very much for joining, and have a very nice rest of the evening, good night or good morning, whatever is your time zone at this moment. And let's keep in touch. Stay safe and remember to wash your hands. Bye.